after gazing into the floor for what seemed like an eternity. Alex finally broke his silence. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Dr. Burke let forth a frustrated sigh as she quickly interrupted.
Alex, you haven't spoken to anyone since you were caught. They told me that you had specifically requested to speak to me, to finally explain why you did all of those horrible things. You were days away from being put to death, and this is what you so desperately needed to get off of your chest?
Alex shifted and sat up in his seat. The shackles that were bound tightly to his hands and feet rattled with the sudden movement. We all come from somewhere. But where? At one point, we were simply amoeba that formed into simple cell organisms. Those organisms crawled out of the sea, eventually grew legs, and boom, humanity is formed. But where did that amoeba come from? Alex seemed to drift, lost in thought for a moment, as he set his gaze beyond Dr. Burke's shoulder. Dr. Burke quickly snapped her fingers in front of Alex's face to call his attention back to her.
First, it's the law of conservation of energy, and now you want to discuss the theory of evolution? This is enough, Alex. Why did you do it? The acts you've committed are beyond comprehension. By all accounts, you were a model citizen. And then seemingly one day, you murder your entire family and desecrate their bodies in ways I won't even repeat.
Alex continued to stare into Dr. Burke's eyes, unfazed by her words.
The world deserves to know,
Dr. Burke said as her words broke under her emotions.
The world deserves to know why your thirst for murder wasn't quenched there, as you continued to let yourself into home after home after home and repeated the same brutal atrocities. There are 26 families that deserve closure.
But where did that amoeba come from? Alex continued as if he did not hear a word she had said. Energy manifests. You gather enough of it, and over time, an amoeba is created. But where does the negative energy go? Alex said as he shifted his gaze past Dr. Burke before quickly bringing his eyes back to hers. Eventually, that energy too manifests. It has crawled out of humanity, grown legs, and boom. Dr. Burke shook her head and laughed.
So this is your explanation? You believe yourself to be some kind of evolution of evil incarnate?
Alex leaned in. Oh, not me. I'm the vessel it crawled out of.
A vessel for what, Alex?
See for yourself. It's right behind you. With a gasp, Dr. Burke turned to look behind her. The room was empty.
Alex, I can no longer continue to speak to you, as this has gone
she said as she turned to face him. Her words ended abruptly upon seeing that his face had been twisted into a horrible, grotesque parody of what was once a man.
And now that I am bound here, it needs to be fed. It needs a new vessel, and it will be you, Dr. Burke.
Dr. Burke jumped out of her seat with a panic and let forth a scream. As she turned to race towards the door, her escape was halted.